All right, today I am going to show you a nail application using Only in Vegas. This is a black glitter. It has small little glitter specks in them. It's called Only in Vegas, and I'm going to do a nail application using this one. So before you start, you want to make sure that you wash your hands and you file your fingernails. I went ahead and did all the filing. And also an important step is to use this cuticle pusher and just push down your cuticles for the best results. So if you want good results, you want to definitely go ahead and push down all of your cuticles using this cuticle pusher, and that will give you better results. So I'm going to go ahead and open up this package, and in the package you'll see that it comes with your nail strips right here, and it also comes with alcohol wipes. You're going to use that to wash your nail beds of all the dirt and oils before you start. And then you also get a filer, and you could use this to kind of cut off the excess nails, but I use my thumb, which I'll show you in a little bit. So I don't really use this filer much. So I'm going to take our nail strips and I'm going to go ahead and open it. If you look here on the side, there's a little slit. So you're going to take that and you're just going to open it. And then you're going to pull out your nail strips, and know that these are 100% nail polish, real nail polish. So as you open it, you could already smell the nail polish on them. It comes with 16 nails, 2 strips of 8 nails, varying different sizes, and so you're just going to use it and size it up with your nails for the best fit. So those are the nails. But I'm going to go ahead and start by cleaning my nail beds. Even though I washed my hands, it's very important that you clean your nail beds of all the oils and dirt. So I'm going to go ahead and just clean every finger like that. That way you get all the dirt and the oil off your nails, and it helps it stick better. So I just kind of clean my nail beds like that. Easy peasy. And then I'll just use this to kind of clean my hands with the rest of it. All right, now you're ready. So I've done this a couple of times, or actually a lot of times, and so I already know that I'm not going to use this last one because it's just too small for my pinky. So I'm going to go a size up. Very important thing to know is when you apply, you always want to start with your pinky and then move to your thumbs. And your thumbs are going to be the last ones that you do because you use your thumbs a lot. You use it as a cutting tool to cut the excess off. So make sure you always work from your pinkies to your thumbs. I can get a lot more out of these nail strips because I use one nail and I use it on 2 fingers. So I'll show you how I do that. I know that I don't need this one, so I'm going to set that aside. Use that as a leftover on something else. So then I'm going to take this one off, and I'm going to kind of just put it against my pinky here to see if it sizes up. And it looks like it's a good size for my pinky. You always want to kind of size up rather than smaller, just to, because you can always cut the excess off. You don't want it to be too small because then you're going to see some of your nail bed, and you don't want to do that. So that's the perfect size. So what I do is I take this top purple tab off. That's the protective layer on top. Then I'm going to pull this gray tab from the white. And if I do that, I get the backing, and that's the backing that I'm going to take off. And then I just simply take this silver tab and I pull it off. And then I'm ready to apply. So I take a rounded edge here and I line it up as close to my cuticle as I can without going over my cuticle. It's very important not to go over your cuticle, because if you go over it, it's gonna cause lifting, and then things like your hair and things like that can get stuck in underneath it. So you definitely don't wanna go over your cuticle onto your skin. You wanna get as close to your cuticle as you can without going over. So I kinda like where I have it positioned. And then what you do is you start from the bottom and you just kind of push up to smooth it out. Some people like to go left and right, and move up. I just kind of smooth up and I make sure I get my sides, and I push all the way up. And then when I get to the end of my nail, I kind of pull it over the top of my nail, and then I use my thumb and I just perforate, or I cut it off like that. And then if there's some excess like this, I'll just use my thumb and I'll just use it to cut off the extra. And then once I got it all clean, I just want to continue kind of pushing it, moving in this direction to make sure that I have it all smoothed out. And the pinky's done. So you have this extra part of the nail, and what I like to do is I don't want to throw this away because I can get more out of these strips. So then I use my other pinky and I do the same thing. Take this little part off. And I go to it as close to the cuticle as I can without going over. And I kind of position it where I want it. And if you don't like it, you could always pull it off and reposition it. It still sticks. So I like that position much better. And then I just do the same thing from bottom up. I keep pushing it to smooth it out. Make sure I get the sides. And then once you get to the very end of your nails, you're going to kind of pull it over, but not too hard because you don't want to tear it. Pull it over the tips, and then you just use your thumb, the nail, and then you just cut, and it comes right off. And then this is just trash. And then I'll take a look at my nails, and then if I have some excess right here, I'll just use my thumb as my cutting tool to cut it off. Some people like to use a nail filer on this one. I just like to use my thumbs because they're a lot easier. So one thing you need to know about these nails is that they're 95% dry. So that's what helps them be flexible for you to kind of go over your nails. And so after you apply them, you want to wait about 15 minutes for it to kind of adhere to your nails completely before you take a shower or apply any lotion or oils. You want to make sure that it's fully adhered to your nails. So give it about 15 minutes and then it'll be 100% dry onto your nails. So I'm just going to kind of take off some of this excess. And there you go. My two pinkies are done. Looks good. So then I used one of these to do two nails. So that's how I can actually get this nail strip and save it for later. You just would put it back in the original package here, and you have to hot iron this back up. You can't tape it. You can't put this in a Ziploc bag. It'll dry your nails out. The only thing that works is getting a hot iron, something kind of like this, and just kind of resealing it back together. And that way you can save this for another time. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my other strip and I'm going to match it up to see if it fits my nail. And it looks like this one fits perfectly. So I'm gonna use that one again, tear it off, take the purple top protective layer off, take the silver tab, pull the backing off. Then I'm just gonna pull this silver tab off. And then again, you want to take the rounded edge and you want to put it as close to your cuticle without going over. So I'm just going to kind of put it as close to the cuticle as I can and make sure I like where I positioned it. And then I'm going to start from the bottom and I'm going to push up. Push up, up, up. You can go left to right and just kind of push it up, but you want to kind of smooth out the nail. Make sure it's on there good. Then when you come to the end, you're just going to kind of pull it just a tad over your nail and you're going to cut with your thumb. So this is why we use our thumbs, and we do our thumbs at the very end because we use it a lot as our cutting tool. So then I just push it down, smooth it out just a little bit more, and voila, it's done. And it looks good, nice and clean. So then I'm going to use this extra part right here. Now, if you have short enough nails, you can use one of these nails for 2 fingernails. If you have longer nails, you obviously can just use one, but you have plenty of nails to kind of to do that if you had long nails. So then this one's a little bit longer. I'm going to go as close to my cuticle as I can. I kind of like where it's sitting. So then I'm just going to push from bottom up. You always want to go bottom up to kind of smooth it all out. And you want to make sure you get the sides really well. And then you're going to pull it over the end and you're just going to cut, cut, and take it off. And if there's some excess like right here, you want to use your thumb to just kind of cut it off. It's very thin and very flexible, so it's very easy to cut off with your thumb. These nail strips are very, very thin. A lot of people might think that they're kind of thick and look like stickers or feel like stickers, but they do not. They're actually real 100% nail polish, dried. There's 3 coats kind of dried onto here. There's a base coat, and then the nail polish, and then a top coat, and that's basically it. So it's actually like real nail polish on your hands. You remove it with regular nail polish remover. And they last for about, on average, 10 days. And it's just fun applying these nails. I do it, they definitely last about 10 days, but I kind of do a reapplication every week just because it's fun. It's like a hobby of mine. And so I have fun applying these. There's lots of different colors. We have a variety of solids, glitters, designs. We even have a French line. And we always have a deal going on where it's buy 3, get 1 free for any solids, glitters, and designs. And then we have a deal that we have for French where you buy 1 and you get 1 for free. So I got 2 done. Now I'm gonna take the other and I'm gonna, again, just kind of size it up, and it looks like that's a good fit. So I'm gonna tear that one off, take the purple tab off, then take the backing off, and then I'm just gonna kind of pull the silver tab off. And then again, this is the important part where you wanna get as close to the cuticle as you can without going over. And you can definitely reposition it as many times as you need. I know in the beginning you might need to do it a couple of times. So I like how that kind of fits over. So once I like where it is, I will push from the bottom up, 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 like that. And then once I get to the very top, then I am going to pull it over my nail, and I'm just gonna puffer it with my thumb, and I'm gonna cut. Oh, and that one just came off really easily. And then if there's any excess that I need to clean up, like right here, I'm just going to pull it off with my thumb. So you see why we do our thumbs last. We just use it a lot. So you're just gonna kind of, once it's all on there, you wanna kind of smooth it out again, and just kind of press over it like that. And there you go, middle finger is done as well. Then I take the rest of this and I'm going to do my other middle finger. Again, get as close to the cuticle without going over. There, I like where that's sitting. So I'm gonna start from the bottom and I'm gonna push, 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 push. and I'm gonna smooth it out from the bottom up, bottom up, bottom up. Then I'm going to pull it over the top of my nail, and I'm gonna cut this one. I just had a little bit left, so that one just cuts off really easily. And then you're just gonna clean it up. Use your thumb to cut off any excess. There you go. And then once you got it nice and clean, you're going to push from bottom up, bottom up, bottom up. Make sure the ends are nice. And voila. These are so easy and they're very convenient. They're super, super affordable. I don't go to the nail salon anymore because I can get pretty nails like this at home for very, very cheap. These are super convenient and easy. I've done it in the car before. I've done it in bed. I've done it just sitting on the couch watching TV. So you get, salon quality nails at home for very cheap. Okay, so then I'm going to get my next one, my finger. And that one looks like it's a little bit too big, but I always want to go bigger than smaller because you can always cut off the excess. So I'm going to take the purple protective layer off, then take the backing off, and then I'm going to pull the purple strip, the purple tab, and then I'm going to lay it as close to my cuticle without touching my skin. You don't want to touch your skin and go over your cuticles because that is going to cause lifting. And you don't want things like your hair and stuff getting stuck. So once you've kind of laid it where you like it, you're just going to start from the bottom, push up, push up, push up. And I found it easier to apply when you push down your cuticles at the beginning. It's just easier to not go over that skin right there when you have your cuticles pushed down. So you definitely want to spend some time pushing down your cuticles. So once I've kind of have it smoothed out, again, I'm going to go over, pull just slightly. You don't want to pull too much. And you're going to go over, over, and over, just like that. And you pull it off, and then you kind of smooth it out again. And if there's any excess, which I do see a little bit right here, you just use your thumb. Now, those of you that don't have long thumb nails, like me, because it's pretty long and sharp, so it's easy to cut. But those of you that do not, that's when you could use this, where did I put it? Here it is, the filer, and to kind of cut off the excess. I wouldn't shave off the excess because then that will probably make your nails not look as good. You just want to kind of put it onto the edge, and you want to push, push, push to kind of cut it. So you're perforating it to cut, not shaving it off. So there's my finger, all done. Then I'm going to take the other half, and I'm going to just kind of put it here close to my cuticle. And then I'm going to push, 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 push from bottom up. From bottom up. Just like that. When I get to the end, I'm going to pull it over my nail, and then I'm going to cut it. And then after you cut it off, you want to make sure there's no place for you to clean up. If there is, you would just take your thumb and clean all that up. So you're going to push, push, push. Perfect. There you go. So far, so good. Some people like to also, when they take this off, instead of what I do, I put it on and then I cut it and then I use the other half on this one. Some people like to just go ahead and take their scissors and cut it in half like that first and then apply. If you want to do that and cut it in half first, you can do that. Everybody does it differently. So then now I'm ready for my thumbs. I want to do my thumbs at the very, very end because as you saw, I use them a lot. So I would do my thumbs right now, and my thumbs are so long and big that I actually use one whole nail for, I don't have, my nails are not, my thumbs are not too short, and so I have to use 2 whole ones. So I'll show you that in a little bit, but before I show you that, I thought I can make this a little bit more fun and show you how I do an overlay. So this is an overlay leftover that I had. We also have overlays, and that's a clear, just a clear with like some glitters. We have different kinds of overlays with designs on them as well, like polka dots and stripes and things like that. This one is the glitter one, and I want to kind of put it over at least one of my nails to show you how you can add to this to make it look even better. So this is called Coming Up Rose Gold, and it's an overlay, and it's one that I've already used. As you can see, I have one strip in here, and you can see that I resealed it up with my hot iron. That is the only way you can reuse these. If you don't hot iron them, they will dry out. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you one of these nails. I'm going to go ahead and cut where I resealed it so I can use it again. So you see how you can use them when you have leftovers again. So you really get 2 manis out of 1 pack. That's all. And for this one, this is a glitter, so this is $12. So since you get 2 manis out of it, it's like you're paying $6 for a mani, which you cannot beat for salon quality manis. So I know that this pinky, again, remember it was too small, so I'm gonna put that aside. I did start with this one, so I'm just gonna show you how an overlay could look. And I'll probably just show you on my pinkies, and then I'll do the rest later. So again, it's the same thing. You would take off the protective layer, you would take off the silver tab, and then I would pull this silver tab off. And as you can see, I did not do my thumbs yet because I don't want to put this on my thumbs yet until I finish doing my overlays. You always want to leave your thumbs for the last. So you can see here how it's clear and it just has a glitter on it, and it's on the tips of your nails, you'll see right here. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same application where I get as close to my cuticle as I can, and then I lay it and I like where it is. So then I just kind of push, push, push. Same thing from bottom to up, sorry. Bottom, up, bottom, up. And then when I get to the ends, I do the same thing and I just cut, cut, cut. Another great thing about these overlays is it doesn't just add a nice little glitter look to it, and you know, you can get as creative as you want, but it also adds a protective layer over your over my black, which is only in Vegas. It adds a protective layer. It's like a top coat, and so it protects it even more, so it will last longer. So I just want you to look at that. Look how pretty that looks. So that adds a little extra, you know, glitter, a little extra shine to your nails. So I'm going to do it on this pinky now. Get to as close to my cuticle as you can. And then I like where it is, so then I'm going to start pushing up from bottom up. And once it's on there good, then I'm going to take my thumb and I'm going to cut, cut, cut. Go away the excess. I'm going to clean it up. So you see how you can definitely do a manicure with just like this if you like it like that, if it was a solid or a glitter or a design, but you could also add overlays like this to make it look even extra. It can pop even extra and has an extra shine. So maybe I'll show you on one more finger so that you can kind of get the full effect. So again, take that off, take this off. And this is one that I've already used a while back, but you see how it's still really good because I had it resealed with the hot iron, and so they're still perfectly usable even afterwards if you hot iron them. So you see how this adds an extra pop, an extra shine. And a lot of people like to put overlays on top of solids. I know this one's a glitter one, but it's, you know, it's also really pretty on glitters. Small little specks of glitters. So you see how that adds an extra shine. Some people like to do it on one, like, you know, just like maybe your ring finger and leave all the ones, you know, just as an accent. That's also an idea. You can use an overlay just on one fingernail to leave as an accent, or you can do it on all. I just want to do it on all, but you are more than welcome to just do it on one finger or two, or however you want to do it. You can get as creative as you want. I don't like the way that's sitting, so I'm going to reposition it. Push, push, push. And this one ended up being a little bit too short, but it's okay. So our overlays are actually super cute. We have a lot of cute overlays. This one is our Coming Up Rose Gold. It's like a pink rose gold glitter over. Voila! I love it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my nails. Let me just finish up doing my thumbs. Actually, no, I'm just going to do my thumbs later. So I'm gonna finish up doing my overlays on all of my fingers, and then I'll probably do the Only in Vegas, this one, and then after that I'm going to do the overlay over it as well. But hopefully that was helpful. Thanks for watching.